I'm building a team of the biggest transfer flops. These are players that never really lived up to their high transfer fees. And we're starting with the world's most expensive goalkeeper, Kepa. That's right, not many know this, but when Kepa moved from Athletic Bilbao to Chelsea, the transfer fee was £72 million. Absolutely outrageous, considering the only highlight I remember of Kepa at Chelsea was him refusing to be subbed off. Funnily enough, he does have a Champions League medal with Chelsea, but he was on the bench. Edouard Mendy was the starter that season. Imagine spending £72 million on a goalkeeper, only to have him on the bench. And that's why Kepa is making his way into this team. With just one player, this team is already worth £72 million. As we add in more players, we're gonna see how much money has been wasted in these transfer flops. And the next player is a big one. I'm talking world's most expensive defender, and you know who I'm talking about. It's Manchester United's Harry Maguire. When you're spending 80 million on a defender, you're expecting a Virgil van Dijk level of quality. Instead, Man United just got a meme. That's sadly what happened with Harry Maguire. He never could show his Leicester City levels of play. Oftentimes even became a scapegoat at the club. Things just didn't work out for him. I'll be honest, at times he looked decent, but overall for 80 million, have Man United got their money's worth? Absolutely not. He's 100% a flop signing, and he's going right into the team. 2 players in, and this team's worth £152 million already. Also, guys, once we build this entire team of flops, we're gonna see if they can win the Champions League. And let's raise the stakes. If the Flops FC don't win the Champions League, I'm gonna give away a copy of FC 25 to you guys. So far, our team has got Kepa and Maguire. Might as well just give away a copy of FC 25 right now. But to actually give me a chance of winning the Champions League, we're gonna give every transfer flop their highest ever FIFA rating. That means Kepa gets an 84 overall from FIFA 19, and Harry Maguire's 83 from FIFA 20. It's now time to pick our other centre-back, and there's no way you guys can guess who this player is. He's one of the great Italian defenders of the modern era, a winner of the Euros. I'm talking about Leonardo Bonucci. Now, you guys must be thinking, how on earth is Bonucci a flop? Well, back in 2017, AC Milan spent 36 million to sign Bonucci from Juve. They even gave him the captaincy, but Bonucci could never really live up to the expectation. He wasn't half the player he was at Juventus. To make things worse, next season Bonucci just left and joined Juventus once again. This was a total transfer failure for AC Milan, and because of that, he's eligible for our team. Also, Bonucci was 87 rated back on FIFA 17. That's gonna help me quite a bit. Next up, we're picking our left back, and this player has also won the Euros. What's up with Euro winners being transfer flops at club level? But yep, I'm talking about Marc Cucurella. For 62 million, Chelsea signed him, but he soon got benched for the most part. Now, of course, with the new manager coming in, he'll probably get more opportunities. But still, for that transfer fee becoming one of the most expensive left backs in this sport, he really didn't live up to his name at Chelsea. We've also given him his highest ever FIFA rating of 81. This was from back on FIFA 21 when he played for Getafe. I can't believe dude actually sold for 62 million. To complete our defense, we're going with probably one of the cheaper transfer failures in this video. I'm talking about Jed Spence. Spurs signed him for 20 million from Middlesbrough. But you know what's crazy? In the last 4 years, he's only played 4 league games for Spurs. The rest of the time, he's literally been loaned out, and it does not look like he's going to do anything for Spurs. A complete waste of a transfer, I'd say. And that's why he's joining the Flops FC to complete our defense. And Spence's highest ever FIFA rating was just 75 from FIFA 23. I'm doubting the Spurs' scouting department for paying 20 million for him. With that, our defense is now complete, and this team so far costs 270 million. But trust me, there's going to be a lot more money wasted in the midfield and attack positions. Before we get there, if you guys could subscribe to the channel, it would be awesome. The first midfielder we're picking is probably one of the biggest transfer failures in this sport, and I'm talking about Paul Pogba. Especially because he's a World Cup winner, was amazing for Juventus. The funny thing is, Man United had Pogba, but they let him go for free, and then they had to pay 89 million to bring him back. And of course, things didn't work out well. It was an all-round failure. And of course, now I feel bad for Pogba because he's going through all these doping allegations. He's banned from football for like 4 years. But hey, at least we get to add him to the transfer flops team. And would you believe it, for 3 FIFAs in a row, Pogba was 88 rated. FIFA 18, 19, and 20. That's where we've given him that upgrade too. And just like that, this team is now worth 339 million. And it's gonna get worse because our next player is an icon. A Ballon d'Or winner. That's right, I'm talking about Kaká. One of the only players to have won the Ballon d'Or in the Messi-Ronaldo era. So when Real Madrid signed him from AC Milan for 60 million, they thought they were getting the world's best player. Instead, this transfer never really worked out. Kaká was not the same. He was constantly getting injured, and he even missed a crucial penalty in a Champions League semi-final. No doubt that Kaká was a great player, but hey, at one point he was a transfer flop, so he gets into our team. Since he's an icon, we'll keep him at his original rating of 89. But yeah, this team is already now worth 400 million. I'm wondering if it can somehow get to £1 billion. The next player we're picking is a transfer that personally annoys me, because you see, I'm a Barca fan, and so when they signed Ousmane Dembele from Dortmund for £105 million, I thought we were getting like a special player. Instead, Dembele spent most of his time in the hospital. When he was fit, he just missed silly chances. And then finally, when he was coming into his own, starting to perform better, take on leadership, he just left to join PSG. And then when he played against Barca in the Champions League, he scored, celebrated, did the shenanigans. Yup, this £105 million was a complete waste of money from Barca. But at least I can give myself some sort of happiness by putting him in this transfer flops team. And by the way, 86 is already Dembele's highest ever FIFA rating from FC24, so we'll keep it as is. This team is now worth 505 million. We're completing our midfield next, and it's another Spurs transfer that completely failed. I'm talking about Ndombele. Spurs signed him for £60 million, thinking they were getting a world-class midfielder, the next Paul Pogba. Instead, they got a player that was constantly getting injured, never really put in the effort. Even Jose Mourinho during his time at Spurs criticized Ndombele. Ultimately, last season, Spurs just terminated his contract. This again was a complete waste of a transfer. He's at least getting into our transfer flops team. His best ever FIFA rating was also just 81 from FIFA 19. How on earth did Spurs pay 60 million for him? We're now gonna pick our striker, and this is a player whose total transfer fees throughout his career has crossed over 300 million. And he's really let down most of the clubs he's joined. I'm talking about Romelu Lukaku. But yup, in 2021, Chelsea signed Lukaku for almost 100 million. The funny thing is, this was the second time Chelsea was signing Lukaku, and it's funny how both times they've got it wrong. But yeah, he could never really perform at Chelsea. He was then loaned out multiple times, and he's kind of become more of a meme than an actual football player. What's crazy is, I could have put Lukaku in here for even his Manchester United transfer, because even Man United paid big money to get him, and that transfer didn't work out. Maybe we should have 2 Lukakus in the team, but I think I'm fine with just 1 Lukaku in the team. We're also giving him his FIFA 18 overall of 86, and this team is now worth 660 million. Before we pick our last player though, it's time for some honorable mentions, like Eden Hazard. He was literally the Premier League's best player, but when he moved to Real Madrid, things never worked out. He constantly got injured, he gained a lot of weight, and of course, then he decided to retire. But since he's not on FC24, I couldn't put him in the team, otherwise he probably would have had a spot. Then we've got Felipe Coutinho, who's the 3rd most expensive transfer of all time. He was a failure at Barcelona, but yeah, even Coutinho's not in the game, so we couldn't put him in. But the final player is definitely the most controversial, because he's the most expensive transfer in all of football, and I'm talking about Neymar. Now hold up, you might think, am I crazy for putting Neymar in here? But when PSG paid Neymar's release clause of 222 million, they were expecting a future Ballon d'Or winner, a player to finally win them their Champions League. And truth be told, Neymar was brilliant at PSG, but he could never win the Ballon d'Or there, never win the Champions League there. And I feel if you're the most expensive transfer and you don't live up to your expectations, you're gonna become a transfer flop. I know putting Neymar in a transfer flops team is controversial, so let me know in the comments if you think this is fair. And look at that, Neymar's gonna be our highest rated player, 92 from FIFA 17. That's gonna help us in our Champions League attempt, but for that, I think we're gonna also need a bench of transfer flops. And now we've got a bench of transfer flops as well, like Onana, Mangala, Arthur. By the way, this transfer when he went to Juventus, bro, I'm sure there was some money laundering involved. We got Nicolas Pepe as well from when he moved to Arsenal. Of course, the world's most expensive fidget spinner, João Felix when he moved to Atleti, Antoine Griezmann when he moved to Barca. This squad is well over £1 billion that have been wasted. But now it's time to see if the transfer flops can come together and maybe win the Champions League, although that is very unlikely, and it looks like I might have to give away a copy of FC25. And okay, Flops FC has had a rather good start in the Champions League, topping the group. Wait, they've knocked out Borussia Dortmund, round of 16. Quarterfinals, they've destroyed Man City. What is going on? Nah, Nah, they've knocked out Bayern as well. They've reached the finals of the Champions League. How is this team pulled this off? I have absolutely no idea, but it might save me from giving away a copy of FC 25. Okay, that explains it. Antoine Griezmann and Neymar absolutely carried. Kaká as well did his job. Yo, Anthony coming in with 12 goals. Fair enough. I can't believe this, boys. The transfer flops have actually won the Premier League. What is this alternate timeline we've created? Well, we're now playing the Champions League final, and if I lose this game, I'm gonna have to give a copy of FC 25. Alright, guys. This team has wasted over £1 billion in transfer fees. It's high time it saves me some money. Smart Dembele looking for Romelu Lukaku. Come on. Oh, Lukaku. We get the first goal in 4 minutes. This video is kind of like the proof. If you put a team of misfits together, they somehow perform. We've been fine so far, but the only worrisome thing about this team is that we've got Maguire and Kepa at the back. But hey, as long as we can just keep getting the ball to prime Neymar, things will be fine. Look at him dribble. Bro is insane. And then he's got a pass like that. Come on, Dembele. Oh, how did that not go in? Yo, this might be one of the craziest saves I've seen. Courtois somehow saved it, and it came off the post. Oh, I might have just taken out Bellingham there. Oh, no, it's a red card. How? How is that a red card? Yo, we might actually now end up losing. I just feel like the transfer flops just have incredible bad luck. What do we do now? We've got to sacrifice someone. I think it's going to be Ndombele. He's anyway super tired. We'll bring on Mangala and have him play at centre-back, but this is really sad. It does look like you guys are going to get your FC 25 giveaway, unless I can somehow just park the bus and survive for like 45 minutes. Oh, but that's looking really unlikely. Kepa, what a save! What have you done, Kepa? I was literally just praising you. Well, there goes any sort of advantage we had. It's all on Neymar to probably try and save us here, but it's going to be tough. Really tough. You know what? I legit cannot play like this. I'm going to have to do something. We're going to bring off Lukaku for Griezmann. Also, I'm going to play Pogba at centre-back. Call me crazy. But we'll bring on João Felix and play him at cam and Griezmann in the centre-mid position. I have no idea what I'm doing. And if this works, call me Pep Guardiola 2.0. And okay, looks like we are catching Real Madrid by surprise, because here's João Felix, who looks for Dembele. What a chance. We've taken the lead. Let's go. I think even Real Madrid did not expect such stupid tactics. But now's the tough part, enduring the next 10 minutes. This is actually crazy. Pogba with the header. He's playing at centre-back. I can't believe this. Guys, just 1 minute now to hang on, please. No more surprises here. I cannot believe how we've pulled this off. The transfer flops have redeemed themselves after wasting $1 billion. We've won the Champions League with them, which means I don't have to give away a copy of FC 25 today. So, yep, the most expensive frauds in the world have kind of saved me a bit of cash. How ironic. But hey, if you enjoyed this video, click here to watch me build a team with a captain from every club.